Welcome again to the Shooting USA YouTube channel. We're glad you're here. We have a new way for you to see full-length current Shooting USA episodes. We now have a Patreon. There are 2 years worth of episodes there waiting for you, in addition to the Shooting USA watch-along videos. We've done one with Nils Jonasson, and we have several scheduled as new shows are released. There's a link in this video's description. Now, here's the content. Professional shooters offering training is not a new concept. Many do it to supplement income and stay on the range. Some will only train military and law enforcement. Others will train civilians. And that's the goal of the Meta Group, the new training company formed by world champions Casey Eusebio and Jesse Harrison. It's high-level training with pistol, rifle, and an element that could save a life.
All right, so here at the Meta Group Skills Summit, we have 3 phases. We're shooting long-range rifle, pistol, and we have first aid.
First, the long-range rifle phase, where the Bushnell Elite Tactical HDMR2 rifle scope and H59 reticle is the focus.
So we brought our Elite Tactical HDMR2 3.5 to 21 rifle scopes. They have the Horus 59 reticle, and we're getting some great instruction on how to use the Horus 59. We're doing all holdovers in the long-range coursework here, so it's a really useful reticle and scope for that.
So in a Horus reticle, you can go ahead and measure from where your target is to where your bullet landed. Wherever the bullet lands in relation to your target, you simply take that spot in the grid and put it on your target and for a follow-up shot. It's perfected Kentucky windage. That's all you're doing, right? You're never dialing your scope, right? We'll hand out the range cards, and we're just going to shoot a little bit, have some fun.
Blast is great. I can see the target right away with the holes and everything that Theo was given. Combined with the trigger and the gun, it was actually pretty easy to spin the target. Targets are great, super reactive. Shooter's dream.
The spinners are from Revolution Steel Targets, the newest of the Pendleton family of companies. The Revolution Steel is also in play on the pistol range. Meta Group co-founder Casey Eusebio is the lead instructor there.
So a lot of our instruction would be, catered to, for this group, a little bit more of the draw, the reload, safety, where on the advanced side, we're going to be doing more movement, shooting on the move, positional work, weak hand, strong hand type shooting. So it's very easy for us to change on the fly.
The adaptability allows for the commingling of all skill levels, even total beginners like Jackie English.
All right, Jackie, if you feel like you've got a lot of pickup shots in the middle, just stick a load again. That's why you have extra magazines, right? So you're gonna load from the pocket. You've got 2 extra magazines on your pouches. So 2, steel, 2, stick a load, plate rack. If you feel like there's a lot of pickup shots, stick another load to be safe. Then you've got 6, steel, 2 on the steel.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Easy.
Easy. Well, when I first started all this, I was not comfortable holding the gun at all. And I can safely say that I can hold a gun safe, and I feel confident holding it.
Nice.
And I've done way better than I ever thought in my wildest dreams that I would do, holding a gun, shooting, doing any of this.
Good. Nice. Reload.
It was a lot of fun. It's the first time doing something like that, but it was out of my comfort zone. I love that. It was awesome. Meta Group has been such a huge help for me learning this whole process. Great teachers.
Great teachers indeed. But coming up next, the real meat of the Meta Group Skills Summit. It's a hands-on experience that could save a life. October 1st marks a couple of milestones for me. First, it's my birthday. Second, it's the anniversary of the mass shooting at the Route 91 Harvest Festival in Las Vegas. We were in St. George, Utah at the USPSA's Handgun Nationals, and we returned through Las Vegas the morning of October 2nd. And that's when the reality of that situation took hold. The airport was literally full of people who had survived that attack, and just blocks away was a crime scene that included the remains of some 58 people whose lives were tragically cut short while they were enjoying an outdoor concert. More than 800 people were injured in that attack. Well, it's that experience that led me to want to expand my skill set to include life-saving capabilities beyond just calling 911. The first aid portion of the Metagroup Skills Summit is just as much a benefit for the participant as it is for the people they shoot with.
It's a skill set that everyone should know, especially in this lifestyle, whether you're on the range, you have outdoor adventures, or just anything in general, is to know, have a basic understanding of first aid and how to handle a situation until emergency responders can get there.
The first aid element is spread over both days of the summit.
Today we're covering the more traumatic side of it, the more immediate life threat side of it, where let's say we have a gunshot wound trauma or a SPAL issue, hit something vital, something like that. What can I do to immediately save a life, knowing that we're probably in an environment where evacuation and proper care is coming?
We brought in Eric. He is a great instructor. He's military active duty. He's had 6 combat deployments and done first aid under fire, so we couldn't have had a better instructor, and these guys are going to get some great hands-on first aid training.
The course material is comprehensive. Fair warning, the following information contains graphic language and images. First, the tools.
We've got one training hyphen seal. We've got a ACE wrap. We've got a CAT tourniquet.
Step 1, assess the patient's condition.
Reality of what we are going to encounter on the range, short of head wounds and heart wounds, is a conscious talking patient when we get there. Use that, talk to him, get as much data as you can. It's the easy button. You're gonna hear things like, it felt like I got hit in the back with a rock and now I can't breathe. That's probably a hole in his back. When I got hit in the neck, I got 2 pieces of shrapnel shot into my neck, and it just felt like somebody hit me with a hammer.
Your plan of action starts with the March algorithm.
But what we're concerned with here, do they have an arterial bleed or some kind of bleed that can kill them in the next minute or two? A severed femoral artery and an open bleed can get a guy below to the point where his blood pressure is low enough to where he can't perfuse his brain in a minute. Basically bleed to death in a minute.
First aid in the field means work with what you've got. The main message of this course, stop the bleeding.
You want to keep every red blood cell inside. We don't have any way, we have no ability to get anything into his veins that's going to pump oxygen around out here other than the blood that he already has. So if you think you have a life-threatening bleed on a limb, tourniquet.
A key tool in the supplied blowout kit is that CAT tourniquet. And the best way to learn is through hands-on experience.
It's reading it, but it's reading irregular.
So
yeah.
I need at least another twist.
Probably need another twist, yeah. So always be going back and reassessing your tourniquets. Are they still effective? Pressure dressings, things like that. The big takeaway is know how to use it and know that they're not going to lose that limb.
Then it's practice with pressure bandages.
Tourniquet is contraindicated, meaning it's not going to work or it would be more damaging. We're going to use hemostatics. That's the combat gauze stuff. Hemostatic just means that it stops blood.
Sometimes assessing the true nature of the damage is not so simple.
Punctures, including gunshot wounds, may not bleed much. It might actually present just like that. It might be bleeding inside, or just the nature of the trauma, it just may not bleed much. Very small holes can kill. You got to find them. I'm going to show you that on the tissue when we get to it. There's a topside wound, expect a downside. That's true of not just the chest, but everything. You got to keep an eye on it. If they start complaining about breathing and their level of consciousness changes, there's a hole that you missed, or they got something else going on internally.
This is a comprehensive course that covers complicated and extreme techniques. Main message, knowing what to do and what not to do.
Moving a guy, having a clot break loose and start bleeding again can kill him just as easy if you didn't dress it in the first place, right? So constantly reassess.
It's a hands-on experience that gives each student real-world, life-saving skills.
I mean, this could be the difference of saving someone's life, to know where and how to apply pressure, how to use a tourniquet, how to stop the bleed. It's an invaluable skill set to have.
What's going to save the guy laying there on the ground now, and what can I get to guys responsibly? What we're learning today are life-saving things that are within all our capability.
It takes time for emergency responders to arrive on a scene. The Meta Group is offering training that you can use in the meantime. It's training that we all should have. Well, you've made it to the end of another Shooting USA video on YouTube, and for that, we thank you. It does help the channel if you subscribe, like, and comment, and that will help us keep the content coming.